what she failed to tell you, right? Cut, and 100% of the fuel surcharge. Quick, damn it, I said All right, guys, I just wanted to do a quick short video to check out this not new, my headset, using my headset to see how it did. Hopefully it sounds better. I got to figure out what kind of microphone to get that's not going to have, obviously the sound canceling doesn't work in this microphone. This one it does because my APU is running, my fan's blowing. Oh, let me turn my fan on high. See if that's picking it up. Hopefully you like this video. This was a quick and dirty.
Good morning, YouTube. It's Runna Nia back with another video.
Good morning.
I am trying out the mic today, so we will see how that works out. Because
unbelievable. She's got a reefer running in the background. I can't get away from these noise problems.
Warning. The views expressed in this video are not meant to offend anybody. These videos have been collected from various platforms. We don't have any rights over these videos. These videos are my reactions and opinions. If you are really sensitive, this channel may not be meant for you.
I hope your mic works better than my mic. As you can see, I'm on a different headset, but the old hemophone noise canceling was causing all that noise. So until I get a new mic, this is what I'm going to have to do, because the old regular headset, the mic on it wasn't good enough to work properly. I mean, it worked good, but I sounded like I was in a tin can.
I have yet to try it with this camera. This video has been asked a lot by you guys. Today I'm just going to be doing a 14-month update for y'all. I meant to do this so long ago. I actually filmed it twice and didn't end up putting it out because it's a lot of information and it can get a mess when you're dealing with a lot of information and you don't want to mess information up, whatever. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well. Also, y'all, I will be leaving my referral link up, or not the link, but my referral code on the screen this whole video.
That's okay. I got editing programs for that referral code. Are you driver line? I mean, did you take a note from him with this whole referral code thing? Why is it that you think people should just refer you?
To you guys that do use my referral code, that way you guys can just have my business phone number to contact me if you need help, because I was definitely kind of just thrown out there into it all and didn't know much. So I was thankful that I did have a few friends that worked at Prime at the time.
Well, at least she's offering to give you a phone number for your money, because the referral, let me think if I remember, you got $100 right away, and then I think it was like 500 after so many months, and then like 1/4% or 1/4 of a penny or something for every mile they drive after they've been there for so long. But at least she's giving you a phone number. Does Driver's Line give you a phone number? I don't think so. I think all he wants is your money, and that's it.
Anyways, let's get right into this video. I'm already out of breath, y'all. I'm sick, so bear with me. But we're gonna start off with some pros and cons. I'm gonna start with cons. Obviously what might be like a pro to me might not be to you, and vice versa. This is just solely off of my experience and my opinions, but make sure that you guys are doing your own research and creating your own opinions of companies, because what works for me might not work for you. And yeah, the trucking industry, there's a lot of different niches and things that you can do. So yeah, it's easy to just watch videos and watch lifestyles of certain like companies and stuff, but make sure you decide what you want to do for yourself. Anyways, so some of the cons that I wrote down, y'all, I made a whole list of stuff, literally a whole list, but I'm gonna start with cons. So the first one that I put is no rate con or load board. Basically that means that when we're getting sent a load, we're not getting sent any sort of like anything for the load besides what Prime says is the revenue. A lot of lease operators will get rate cons or see a whole load board, but Prime is just one of the companies that does not have that. I don't.
That's because Prime is a school. It's more of a school than a trucking company. I mean, when you started school, you know, in elementary school and whatnot, you didn't get to do much of anything, but very, you know, just learn your basics. So that's why you don't have a load board and rate con sheets and all that.
Really mind it, but at the same time, it is kind of weird to me. It's kind of sketchy. Next, I have reefer diesel. So we do have to pay for a reefer diesel. Personally, I feel like that should be something that the company covers. But basically, if we pick up a trailer and it's at a half tank, then we can go fill it up and not have to pay for that because we got it at a half tank. But anything that we use for diesel in the trailer, when we have the trailer, we are paying for.
Yeah, basically what you want to do is when you pick up the trailer, if it had a half tank in it, they give you like 2 hours to where you can go fill that tank up, and they don't charge you for that fuel. So I don't know. Then again, you're leasing onto a company. It's your business. They're loaning you the trailer, but everything to go with that trailer is on you. You have to pay for the diesel in your tractor because you're leasing that tractor from them, just like you're responsible for the freight in that trailer. You're responsible for the diesel. So it'd be nice if you didn't have to pay for it, but it makes sense that you do.
So next is super singles. Super singles, basically instead of 2 tires on each axle, we have one big one.
I don't think super single is a con. If anything, you get better fuel mileage for it. They're lighter and they're contact patch. When you're driving down the road, you know, when you're running slow, you got this much tire contacting the road. As you drive, those tires kind of balloon up a little bit, so you'll end up running down the center. And I can prove this if I went and showed you the measurement of my tire tread. The center of the tire tread is a lot less than the outer because it's wearing faster. Now you might say, oh, that's because your tires are overinflated. No, they're inflated at the manufacturer suggested PSI. It's just the way the tires were designed to run is they give you less of a contact patch when you're going. Now, to me, that's a pro, right? But then again, I don't know. I've never run duals on the tractor. I've always only had super singles. Now, in the rain, I get very poor traction. Would I get better traction with duals? I'm actually contemplating putting duals on this truck because I need tires here real soon. And I'm contemplating putting duals on because of how slippery this truck is when it rains. But let's continue on.
That has always been scary to me, just because when you have a tire blowout and stuff, it's obviously way easier to control your vehicle when you have dual tires because there's still
Control is not going to be a problem when you have a blowout on a drive tire. Generally, you barely feel it. And if you're running a good tire, you rarely have a blowout. Yes, 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 I know Peterbilt 579, you had a blowout on your tire, but you were running cheap tires. Just saying.
one tire that's fine on it most times, 9 times out of 10. So super singles have always been a thing of mine that's just, I never liked the idea of it, and they do have super singles on the trucks and the trailers. So that was one.
Now, I will tell you this, pulling trailers, the first thing I realized when I started pulling trailers with duals on it versus the super singles, prime trailers always seemed so squirrely when it was windy out. A little bit of wind with a heavy trailer, and it was like, geez, this thing's going to blow over. You know, it's squirrely all over the road. I'll tell you, with dual tires, the trailers are much more stable, whether they're fully loaded or empty, which makes me think, will the tractor feel better with duals? I might just put duals on this truck.
Thing that kind of steered me away when I first started, but honestly I haven't had any real issues with them yet. Hopefully never.
Hey guys, if you would do me a favor. Go ahead and, while we're in the middle of this video, hit the like button, the bell, ring the bell. It's free. Do me a solid. And if you can, leave me a comment. Comments help a lot. Guys, let's get this channel back on track. Like, comment, subscribe. Ring the bell. Trucking with David H on Facebook. Come on.
But taxes. So obviously as a lease operator, you are 1099, meaning none of your taxes are getting taken out because you technically work for yourself. So at the end of the year, if you're not smart with your money, you really have to be good with money management, because you're gonna owe taxes at the end of the year and they are high.
Well, if you're smart, you're going to be paying quarterly. Um, you'll set up with your accountant quarterly taxes. As a matter of fact, the 15th of September is my next quarterly when it's due. I'm waiting. They'll have it for me here in a couple of days. They generally run it right to the end before they give me my quarterlies, because why let the government play with your money any longer than they need to, correct?
Tell you, I was shocked last year. Luckily, I'm pretty smart when it comes to stuff like that, so I was able to just give it to them. But pay your taxes and make sure that you save for them. They say to take about, I think they say to take 30% on the high end, but really you can pay quarterly taxes, y'all. I do not do that personally, but next year that is something that I will definitely get into, because
Yeah, I take 25% out for my taxes. I'm in a state that doesn't have state tax, and that works pretty good for me. Um, it's also like a savings account, because at the end of the year, I usually have a couple $1,000s over what my taxes end up being. So my laptop, for instance, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was, I bought this laptop. It was like $1,500 with, at the end of the year, my taxes that I had left over. So hey, you give yourself a little bit of a present at the end of the tax season.
is when I tell y'all, never again do I want to pay that, and I'm gonna have to in a few months. So yay, America. No dedicated routes. So when I was with Swift, I was
Yeah, they have a northeast regional account and a southeast regional account. But yeah, Prime doesn't really have a dedicated account. Now, I did have a buddy that was running from Murfreesboro to, oh, I can't think of the name of it. It was in Michigan. It was, oh, it's where that General Mills yardage, the drop and hook yard, where they got that little funky trailer wash out there. I can't think of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, they don't really have dedicated at Prime.
on a dedicated account through Dick's Sporting Goods, and I truly think that that is why I was able to learn how to back as good as I can back. Have to stay out to make money. I feel like this is pretty like known in the lease program. A lot of people say like lease operators, it's not worth it, whatever.
That's known in any program. You got to run to make money. You're either running for cents per mile, percentage, whatever it is. In trucking, if your wheels aren't turning, you ain't earning. And I've done the math, and it seems like it takes 5 days to pay all your bills, your fixed costs and variable costs. You get 2 days of running, that's your profit. And a lot of times, it's you don't make much profit in those 2 days. Why I've learned that, because it seems like if you take 2 days off out of a week, you don't make any money, you'll break even. As many times as I took a couple days home time, those times you just didn't make any money. You just kind of broke even. So yeah, you got to run. You got to run your ass off to make any money, especially when you're leasing like a prime truck where it's a high dollar, 1,200, 1,250 a week just for the truck payment.
Case a con though, because it's hard to have like a work-life balance. I really don't have a life. I really don't have a life. I really don't have a life.
Most truck drivers don't have a life, unfortunately. If you're making money in trucking, you ain't got a life. Unfortunately, spending your whole time on your truck. I got to quit saying
But I can't even blame that on trucking or being a lease operator, y'all, because I didn't have a life before when I was bartending either. I literally stayed home.
Whoa, you were a bartender and you came to go trucking? I thought bartenders made good ass money.
So it's okay. Inward facing cameras, y'all. They did put out a statement saying that all the trucks were going to have them by the end of the year, y'all. I am ducking and dodging terminals because I'll be damned.
All the trucks got the cameras, and people I know who got the cameras are just amazed at how they're no big deal. They absolutely turned, everybody was so worried about the cameras, and they turned out to be no big deal. They're not watching you like everyone thought they were. So inward facing cameras, no big deal.
It's a no for me.
They're not watching you.
It's a no for me.
They're not watching you.
I don't want it. It's a no for me. Old Qualcomm. So we deal.
They don't have the Qualcomm anymore. For them to get the camera system, they went ahead and went with a tablet program. I forget what the tablet was. That way, yeah, I didn't say I said that way you can watch back any camera footage that was captured and see why it captured it and so on and so forth. The camera system didn't work with the Qualcomm, so they've changed Qualcomms.
A system that a lot of companies have gotten rid of already. It's very slow, doesn't have like anything that these older systems really have, or the newer systems have. So that is definitely a con. High payments. A lot of lease operators
high
in
payments.
walkaway leases know this already, that most companies, especially mega carriers like Prime, are going to have a balloon payment. It's going to be so inflated because they're making a lot of money off of us. Yes, when you think about it, it kind of is a scam, but also
I wouldn't call it a scam. They're making money off you if you're leasing the truck. If you're lease purchasing the truck, they're not making as much money off you as you think because you're getting the truck in the end. When I lease purchased this truck, I was like, I got good credit. I've got a good down payment. I'm going to just go to a bank and purchase a truck through, a Freightliner dealer. When I did all the math and everything, it really wasn't that big of a difference other than I would have had the credit, the truck would have been on my credit if I would have went through a bank and did all that. And I would have had to have done it through my personal credit because the business didn't have enough credit to get a couple $100,000 truck because at the time trucks were a couple $100,000 because of COVID. And so I ended up lease purchasing, because when you spec the truck out the way Prime has it spec'd out with the APU, the Duran tire monitor, right weight scale, and all the features that it has, it's not a cheap truck. So now, just doing a walkaway lease, if you're going to do a walkaway lease, don't get any extras. Don't get any extras. Just get the truck the way the truck came. I know guys, oh, I need to have disc brakes. I need to have fancy seats. I want uh, visors. They put $4, $5, $6,000 in extras on these trucks just to give back to Prime 3 years later if they stick with the lease. Most guys don't even stick it out for 3 years. They turn the truck in to get another new truck. So it's not worth it doing getting extras on just a lease truck. But if you're gonna do a lease purchase, I don't think it's a bad deal at all. I wouldn't call it a scam. I wouldn't call leasing a scam. Is it risky to lease? Yes, it's very risky. As a company driver, you run your miles, you get paid for your miles, you're good to go. You go home, nothing. Truck breaks down, nothing. Tow bills, nothing. You don't pay for nothing. As a lease operator, you're responsible for everything. You make, I would say, about $300 to $500 more a week as a lease operator than you do as a company driver, or at least that's what it was when I was at Prime. I would probably guess, I'm trying not to say, I would probably guess that that's what you're still making at Prime. It's been a couple years.
I make more money now than I ever did company driving, and I was always available 24/7 to companies. I never really took home time. So for me, yes, it sucks having the payment because I don't want to give y'all the wrong information. I didn't go through training with Prime. I went through Swift.
Training at Swift, I'm just curious. Do they train you to flip a truck over? Because at Prime, they train you to sit in the fuel island for 30 minutes to do your 30-minute break. So I was just wondering, is Swift, they train you to flip over? Yeah? No? Maybe?
It was a joke. I didn't learn anything. 65 miles an hour. This one is the one that people love, love, love to bring up. Everybody says, I could never work for Prime. Slowest trucks out there, da 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 da.
Radar Express is the slowest trucks out there. I'll tell you what, 65 mile an hour to me is a pro and a con. Pro, you get excellent fuel mileage. Pro, you're less likely to wreck the truck. Pro, you're less fatigued. Con, people flip you off when they drive by you. Con, if you're trying to get somewhere in a hurry, it ain't happening. That's the only cons I have. Let's see what her cons are.
While 65 is a slow rate of speed to go as a lease operator, it is not a low rate to go as like a mega carrier, because a lot of company drivers on mega carriers go 65, y'all. It's actually most mega carriers go 65. Werner, I believe, goes 68, and Schneider goes around 67, 68, I believe. But other than that, a lot of company drivers do go 65, y'all. Now, a lot of lease operators can go 70. So that is where the discrepancy comes in there, because as a lease operator, we definitely should be allowed to go faster. But at the end of the day, that is only helpful.
You are. As a lease operator at Prime, you can do 65. As a company driver at Prime, you can only do 62. So technically, as a lease operator, you're going super fast at that 65. Is that a Prime that just drove by? Wow.
Our fuel rates. Now, for the drivers that are going 58, 60 on the highway, which is a majority of Prime drivers, that is a whole other story, y'all. Prime puts it in their head that they're going to save so much money, but really, if you're going that much slower, when you do the math, you could have a whole other load potentially put into your.
No, you can't. No, you can't. I've done the math many a times. Run slower, get the fuel mileage.
Your week. So you going 55 to 60 on the highway really messes up your chance of getting a load. Even though it doesn't seem like it would, it really can when you add it up, because we work so many hours and have 7 days available in 1 week. So I don't know about those people, y'all, but as far as
Prime's got it set up though. Prime's got it set up though that you can, generally run on recaps. As a matter of fact, Prime recommends you run on recaps. If you ask your fleet managers there, Prime actually doesn't do 34-hour resets. So the loads are split to where you should be able to run your recaps at the slower speeds. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking about going slower. Don't go slow, just do 65. Listen to her, don't listen to me.
the 65 goes, I've always only been able to go 65, so it really doesn't bother me, but I can understand somebody having an.
Well, my truck's not governed at all. And I'll tell you, the route I'm on now, I got plenty of time on, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just run 68. I'm getting done with the 75, 73. And I'll tell you, my fuel mileage went up, and I was so much more relaxed because I stopped the whole, oh, I got to go around this guy now. Why is this guy going so slow? Oh my God, I got to go around this guy. It was much more relaxing. I actually did the 68 for a couple of days, and it was nice. And for some reason, I've kicked right back up to 72. I think I've been doing 71, 72. Maybe I ought to have them govern my truck.
Issue with it. No minimum pay, and the pay varies. I feel like this is another one that's kind of obvious, but that is a con to a lot of people with families and a lot of bills and stuff, because obviously one week you can make 4,000 and the next week you can make 800, and you really don't have any control over that. So that is scary for a lot of people. Anyways, that is all that I wrote down for cons. Next, I have pros. So I started with pet policy and rider program. A lot of companies do have this, but a lot also do not. So not every company will allow you to bring your pet, and not every company will allow you to have riders. Now, obviously, Prime does require certain papers to be filled out if you do want somebody riding with you, just for insurance purposes and legal purposes. But you are allowed to have people on your truck, pets on your truck. There is a certain amount of a number of heartbeats that they do. I'm not sure what that.
Yeah, they have a rider. Probably, I believe it's 3 heartbeats is max. So you can have driver, passenger, and a dog or a cat. I believe it was 3 heartbeats. So does that mean you can have a driver, passenger, and another passenger? I guess they can strap themselves in the bed.
Exactly. So basically, when you sign your lease, if you finish out your whole lease, so my truck was a brand new truck when I got it. I have a 3-year lease because it's brand new. If I was to finish out that whole 3 years lease and turn my truck in perfect condition, then I have the potential to earn a lot of money for that lease completion bonus, y'all. I've heard people getting $30,000, upwards of $40,000.
Yeah, if you're a team truck and you do the 3 years, your lease completion bonus is your own money. Don't think for 1 second that Prime is just saying, hey, you know what? You guys complete the lease. We're going to just give you this money. You're putting money into the kitty every mile you drive that goes towards your lease completion. So the more miles you drive, the more money you'll get back. So teams will get back more money than solo drivers. So yeah, no, Prime's not just saying, hey, you know what? We're going to just cram some money down your throat because we think you're awesome. Your own money.
On their lease completion bonus. So obviously they should be doing for us, but I just think that it's cool because it's not something that they need to do, because at the end of the day, the high payments are crazy, but we do make good money out here. So I just think that the lease completion bonus is kind of cool because you could do a 3-year lease and then go buy your own truck outside of the company. So
the other neat thing about that lease is you can actually pick up a truck that's been used. I was going to say that's been leased already. It doesn't even matter if it's been leased. Let's say they have a truck in the fleet that's got 300,000 miles on it. They only run the trucks to about 500,000, I believe it was. So if you lease that truck, you'll only have that year and a half of a lease to do. Um, so you can basically stack a little bit of money to save up so you can do a lease purchase. Maybe on your next truck you get a few $1,000s towards it, but you don't have to lease brand new trucks. You can lease used trucks for less money. Just a thought.
that is definitely a pro that I wish I would have known about sooner, because I probably would have tried to stay with this company like my whole year. I've been driving for almost 3 years. So I'm like, dang, if I would have started with them, I could have finished the lease completion, but I didn't, and we're not planning on doing that anytime soon. So we get 72% of the revenue. So that is basically how they scale our pay. They say that we get 72% of all of the revenue to our truck. So I like that more than getting paid per mile.
All right, yeah, you get 72% of the revenue to the truck and also 100% of the fuel surcharge that the customer pays. In the end, it still breaks down to cents per mile. Everybody always does it. It's like, okay, I'm making $3,000 on this load. Oh, well, let's see. This load is this many miles. 3,000 divided by this. Oh, that's $1.55 a mile. So in the end, we still look at cents per mile. You'll just generally see it as more than a company driver. Now, fun fact: go ahead and take your company money that you're making, or if you know a company driver that's getting 53 cents a mile or whatever it is, have him run a week and you run a week, and then do the math and see. You're like, oh, I was making $1.85 a mile all this time. Well, when you take all of your expenses out, you're only making like 70 cents a mile. You're making a few, 10, 20 cents more a mile than a company driver. So yes, you do make more money, but you got more risk, so be careful. Be careful. If you're not going to stay out and run, leasing is probably not for you.
Customize trucks. I feel like Prime is one of the only mega carriers that I've seen that allow you to do whatever you want to the trucks, you guys. They have so many different color trucks. They allow you
Skittles.
to go get decals on your trucks. You can get logos. You can get anything you want, your social media on your truck, anything you want. They allow you to do
You
it.
can do all that, but remember, you're paying for it. And at the end of your lease, if you're not purchasing that truck, at the end of your lease, not only like decals, not only did you pay to put them on, but you're going to pay to take them off.
Be your own boss. So obviously this is with any lease program. You are your own boss. You're telling them what you want to do and they're making it happen. So if
Yes, you're telling them what you want to do and they're making it happen to a point. One of the problems at Prime is they tell you, hey, you don't have to, this ain't forced dispatch. And it's not forced dispatch. But if you refuse too many loads, they're definitely going to let you know about it. They will, I always call it strong arm, try to strong arm you into taking a load simply by, hey, if you don't take this load, you're going to sit through the weekend. Well, you know what? I'm going to sit through the weekend. And then 5 minutes later, well, we got this load. And oh, look it, lo and behold, it's a good load. So are you really your own boss? They treat you like you're a child. Well, not like a child. They treat you like you're a brand new driver. No matter how many years experience you have, no matter how many years you've been driving at Prime, they're going to treat you like you just got your CDL or you just walked through their front door. So, your own boss, that's a stretch. That's a stretch.
if I want to go home in the next 3 days, I can go home and I can stay out for however long I want.
They generally want you to give them 10-day notice to go home. Yes, you can go home on the fly, but they're going to bitch about it.
And they can't say anything about it because you're your own boss. So
They'll
they're
bitch.
technically working to make you happy with whatever you plan or want to do.
So not true. So not true.
I really like that because obviously certain
See, she doesn't know about the home time thing because, like she said, she stays on the truck all the time. If she was trying to go home, she would find out all the rules about going home.
things happen in life, and as a company driver, they do not care. Like, I remember a lot of stuff happening and just the company did not care. So as a lease operator, like when my brother got in his accident, I was able to drop everything I was doing, didn't even pick up the load I was supposed to pick up.
You're at a company that won't drop and let you do what you need to do in an emergency. That's a shit company, period.
Home. So that is something that I really like out here as a lease operator. I do not miss company driving at all whatsoever because I'm able to call the shots on kind of everything.
Little bit. You can call the shots a little bit. You're definitely not the puppet master. You're the puppet.
Um, Good fuel discounts, y'all. When I tell you Prime's discounts, I don't know if a lot of companies are like this, but I have not paid over like $2.60 a gallon in a long time. Their discounts are so good. I don't know if that's something that's just like a lot. This is the first company that I've leased from, so I don't know if that's something that a lot of you guys do. If any lease operators at other companies are watching.
Yes, Prime does have really good discounts. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they have the best discounts. After I left Prime, I leased onto another carrier, and their discounts were horrible compared to Prime. Much better carrier as far as being an owner operator and not having somebody hold your hand and all that, but they were a small company, so they couldn't get you the good discounts. I ended up getting my own fuel card, which I got better discounts and perks and things like that. So that worked out good, but Prime's discounts were still better. Now that I'm here at Landstar, a mega carrier of the owner operator world, they have pretty good discounts, but I was still comparing them to Prime's discount, and Prime still gets better fuel discounts and they get all the perks. You don't get any perks here with your fuel cards except what you normally would if you had a fuel card.
Watching this, let me know, because I've always wondered, like, is Prime just really good at giving discounts or getting discounts, or what? Terminals. We have really nice terminals, y'all. Like, they're really nice. Obviously, someone like me that just stays out and isn't really at the terminal ever, it doesn't really matter to me about that kind of thing.
Yes, Prime terminals are the best. I've Googled Swift terminals and things like that. She's from Swift, so if she's saying Prime terminals are good, they're obviously better than Swift. Prime terminals are top notch. Everybody's watched videos on the Prime terminals. You've seen it. Hey, what are you going to do? The carrier I went to after Prime, they didn't even have any terminals. They had a little office building, which was, that's all they needed. Landstar, they don't have terminals. They have, what do they call them? Oh man, they call them something else. But they're okay. They're not nothing special, not compared to Prime. I mean, yeah, you have showers and you have laundry, although you do have free laundry at Landstar. Prime charges, but you don't have any of the other stuff. You don't have cafeterias. You don't have, you know, nice showers. You have just showers. Yes, Prime wins 100% with fuel discounts and their terminals.
Discounts. So this is beyond fuel, y'all. They offer a lot of different discounts. Rental cars, Avis, Enterprise, literally all types of discounts, y'all. And I always use the Enterprise discount because I can rent cars for.
Yes, Prime does have great discounts with hotels, car rental services. You get great discounts when you get tires out over the road or repairs, all that good stuff. You get Prime has a lot of sway with a lot of things. Let's just put it that way. They are top notch when it comes to discounts and perks. That's for sure. Yeah, it's definitely one of the biggest things I miss about Prime is the services you can get done. The repair facility, and if they can't fix it, there's a Freightliner, two Freightliner dealers right there in Springfield. There's a Peterbilt dealer, there's an International dealer, there's Volvo. You got everything right there. You got Detroit Diesel right there. It was awesome. You've got the detail shop. You've got APU shop, tire shop. They'll do your alignment, windshields, everything. I mean, oh, I missed that so bad, but it's not worth. Hold my hand, Prime, not worth it.
Because organized app and specific people in departments. So by this, I mean the app has so many different things, and I'm talking about the Prime app, y'all. The app has so many different things for you to utilize, and there's specific people in departments to help you. So instead of just having to call the payroll system and you just are on hold for 30 minutes waiting on.
Yes, their app was nice, and they do have specific people to help you. But the company I left Prime for didn't have an app, didn't have anything like that. But you really didn't need it for anything. You literally you went and picked up your load. You took a picture and emailed it to them of your bill of lading, and when you dropped it, you did the same thing. That was it. Here at Landstar, we have all kinds of people for different departments: log department, equipment compliance, DOT roadside department, operations. You got hazmat, high risk, fuel and mileage department, permit department, com data. Um, Border crossing, you got your trailer maintenance, trailer utilization, operations, settlements. You got the insurance company, LCAP. You got all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. I had to look on my little cheat sheet here because I couldn't remember everything.
Next fuel anywhere. So as a lease operator, obviously you do not have to follow like the company's fuel route because you are paying for your fuel. So you're able to really fuel everywhere, which I like, because the last company that I worked for, y'all, they would have me in the trenches to get diesel. And as a female operator, not a lot scares me, but certain areas where it's very small, tight, and weird, I don't really like it, especially not getting fuel at night, which a lot of the times I am night driving. So
Small, tight, and weird. Anyways, yes, you do follow a fuel, or you can fuel wherever you want, but you do follow a fuel plan. Prime spent millions of dollars on their fueling system. It takes account for tolls, routing, hills, how much time you have left on your clock, all kinds of stuff, to where it tells you where to get fuel at. Company I left after Prime, they had a fuel app, and I think we were only on Pilot and Flying J's. I can't remember all of them, but at Landstar we have a fuel app. It's kind of like Prime. You can fuel anywhere, but your discounts are better at certain places, just like Prime. Prime has its preferred fueling stations, but I can literally fuel anywhere I want, even mom and pops.
easy taxes. So basically by this I mean Prime automatically, their system automatically in your statement adds up all your fuel, your truck washes, your everything that you do through Prime, even like the shop work, all of that. All of that's added up at the end of it. So at the end of the year, you only have to give your tax person the last payroll statement in December.
Okay, anything that's paid through Prime is what she's talking about, and that's only if you're using Abacus, which is in-house. Same goes here at Landstar. If you're using their in-house, or I mean, it's not part of the company, but it's the ones they recommend. Same thing happens. Anything you use on your comm data is automatically, sent to them. So there's nothing really special there. It's just they've got their own. It's their preferred tax accountant, so they've got their system tied in with it. You pay for it every week, though. I can't remember what it is. It's like $12 a week or something like that, $14, and for that service, for them to send them all your paperwork.
Because everything is added up already. So
You also need to give the accountant your expense report at the end of the month, that anything that you paid out of pocket for that wasn't paid through Prime. So you still have some accountability for your accounting.
ability to decline loads, no forced dispatch. So I think this is another given because we're lease operators, so you will never have to take a load that you don't want to take, y'all. A lot of people
Yeah, you don't have to, but you start declining too many loads and they're gonna let you know. I already mentioned once about them kind of strong arming you. Hey, if you don't take this load, there might not be any. Well, you know what? I'm kind of feeling lazy. I'll go ahead and just sit for the weekend. Okay, that's on you. And then 20 minutes later, oh, hey, David, we do have another load. This one's much better than one we offered you. Do you want that one? Oh, sure, I'll take that one. So you just got to watch them.
people will try and say to not decline any loads because it looks bad on you. Personally, I don't give a damn. Load scales. So we do have load scales on our truck and trailer. Basically, this means that when we
Yeah, the right weight scale system. Oh, it's beautiful. I have it on my tractor. Obviously, I don't have it on my trailer because I pull Landstar trailers and Landstar don't have it. But it is a blessing. That is one big perk at Prime, is to have the right weight on the truck and trailer. As long as the trailer's calibrated, though. Me having it on my truck, I can usually figure out what the weight is in the trailer, so it doesn't matter that I don't have a trailer scale. As long as I got a good accurate weight of what they put in the truck, or close, I can figure out generally what's on that trailer weight. And yeah, also Prime is a school. They're if not the best, one of the best schools out there. I definitely recommend Prime to go to go to Prime if you're looking for a school, a trucking school to get your CDL. Oh, thanks for watching.